Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to the channel. This is going to be a general collective reading on our Lionsgate portal, which usually we associate with the 8/8, the 8th of August, okay? But obviously for me, the energy is usually heightened around this time. It's usually open from around the 25th of July up until and including the 25th of August. So this is going to be a general collective reading around that energy, okay? So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're all doing very well. I'm going to make sure that my internet is turned off because we know that sometimes the internet here can be a little bit sort of temperamental. Thank you so much for your likes. Thank you for joining me. First things first is I need to get this hair out of my makeup. And the second thing will be tomorrow night, we're going to be doing Ladies' Night again on Twitch. Okay, if you haven't already joined, then there's just an email that they ask for with a password, and you'll get notifications if you click on following as to when I'll be live. But that is the link if you want to join us tomorrow, 11 p.m. British Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, usually it'll be 2 hours. It will be mostly love, but if anything else comes up that's really important, then we'll be going through that. But because it's also the Lionsgate portal, there may well be other significant messages because tomorrow is in fact 8/8. So it's going to be a collective mishmash of energy with a chilled vibe and no weird energy. Okay, so oh, are you really, Tina? Are you watching me from the lake? Are you? Have a wonderful day, my love. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Jen, hello, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for agreeing to moderate. I appreciate you. Hope you're doing very well. For those who are tuning in, I hope you're also doing very well. This is going to be a general collective reading. Now, my recommendation is if you haven't watched the previous lives and the reading that I did yesterday, okay, which was the Lionsgate portal reading. So my recommendation is to watch the previous 5 lives, the Lionsgate portal reading, and then watch this, because I feel like we're sort of slowly progressing. Everything's being pieced together bit by bit, which is usually how my guides do it. Thank you for your likes. I appreciate you. We're going to jump in a second. So as I say, tomorrow night, Ladies' Night on Twitch. Again, this is experimental. If this works, then we'll keep doing it every Saturday. Karen, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're doing very well. So yeah, Ladies' Night tomorrow night, 11 p.m. British Standard Time. Probably about 2 hours this live will go on for. And that's it, really. So let's have a look. So whereabouts are you you're in LA, aren't you? So Tianina, yeah, we're going to be using the same tarot deck that I used for the Lionsgate portal reading, and I'm glad I did that reading because the energy was insane. There's no way I would have channeled that on a live because there would have been too much going on. And I'll be really honest with you, there's a high disruptive energy from that. There's something here that is very resistant to getting this information out, okay, to the point where I sat down and I knocked, because I've got a crystal ball in front of me here. Hello Joanna, welcome. I hope you're doing well. The whole crystal ball knocked off the stand. As you can see, this is my stand, this is my crystal ball. It fell off, okay. That is not good. That's not a good sign. Then my candle went out. All right, so I've done all of my cleansing, I've done all of my, everything that I need to be doing, but there's definitely an energy of they don't want me getting this information out. So I'm going to be getting this information out. Gina, thank you so much. Bless your heart. It's buffering, is it, hun? Oh, what a nightmare. Bless you. Now, is anyone else having issues with the internet? We're in Sherwood Lake, are you, Tina? Now have a wonderful evening, day, wherever you are. I hope you're doing very well. Sounds glorious. Gina, if you're having issues, maybe if you're on a mobile device, check that you've updated your apps, your YouTube app, or you don't have an update that you need to do. If not, turn the phone off, turn it back on again. Thanks, Jen. Bless your heart. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, try that, Gina. That's what I would be recommending as well. I agree, Jen. Okay. Let's see. I'm not joking you. I've just heard in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. We're waking a sleeping giant here. We're waking a sleeping giant. With this Lionsgate portal, and with the previous readings, with the choosing the timeline splitting, the choices, there is going to be a lot of temptation around you that is going to try and distract you from really tapping into your power. I'm going to be really honest with you. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm the kind of energy that if I lose my temper, there's an issue with the world. I'm basically a geo-empath, all right? I'm what they call an experiencer. So there's something big that's coming out here that's awakening. And so if you're being presented with options and situations that are trying to tempt you off your path, hello, Astral Messenger, bless you, welcome, then there's a reason for that. You must be very careful over the next few weeks. Well, you don't have to do anything, but this is just what my recommendation and my guide's recommendation are. Just to be very aware of the influences and energies around you. Because 9 times out of 10, if they're not in alignment with you, they're going to be steering you in a different direction. The lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle. The sleeping giants are awakening. And because of the resistance, well, I mean, you've got to remember, if there's more light anchored on the planet, then that's an issue for people who don't want to acknowledge and release things that they need to release, more lower vibrational energies. So there's a resistance to that, which is what you're seeing going on at the moment with all this, animosity. It's really important now, if you are having that influence around you, to absolutely tear yourself back to you and put your focus on yourself. It's imperative from where I'm looking. Now, you may sit there and go, no, I've got a different message from my guides, or I'm not being told that. Then you follow your own instincts. Because whatever is going on, there is don't forget, we've still got Neptune retrograde. We've still got Neptune retrograde, right? In Pisces. That at some point is going to be going direct, which I think is around October, November. So whatever you're investing in now, you're going to start seeing results October, November up until February of next year. The winter triangle, don't forget the summer triangle, the winter triangle. It's the two focal points between the summer solstice, the eclipses we've had, now the Lionsgate. There's a succession of energies. There's a succession of energies that we need to be aware of. Hello, Kasana, bless you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. Thank you for your likes. I appreciate you. Let's have a look. What information do we need to be aware of, Spirit, here? I think this is strength. They're saying it is. I'm not even going to check the book because they're saying it is. This is Leo energy. This is adjustment. Before we jump into that, let me just check that I'm not losing my mind, because I mean, sometimes that can happen, because I am a human being after all. But something tells me this is strength, the strength card in the tarot, in the traditional tarot. 2 moments, please. It's really hot in here, guys. So if you can hear the fan, that's why. There's no air conditioning in the UK, really. And we are in a really hot sort of couple of days. We're in a heat wave. So I apologise if you can hear that that noise, but it is a fan, because I'm getting quite a few people sort of mentioning that noise in readings. But I'm sorry, it's either that or me not read. Because when I channel, I get hot as well. This is strength. Notice how this is called adjustment in this deck. Now, strength is Leo energy. Can I just say as well, sometimes when I read, I don't give the most obvious meanings, because I assume that you guys are going to know what this means. But do you know what I mean? So because everyone is very different in their awareness of this, sometimes when I give readings like abracadabra, for me, that's obvious that it means actually what it means is that it's a written word, it's spelling, you spell. There's a spell that is evoked from that word or the energy, okay? So sometimes if I don't give the most obvious reading element of it, it's because I assume that you're aware of that. Okay. Now, this is the strength card, which is Leo. Okay, associated with Leo. We are currently in Leo month. We are currently coming up to the Lionsgate. We are in the Lionsgate, but the energy is the most heightened coming up to the next few days. Adjustment. Do you need to course correct? Because this is usually in Standard Tarot decks. This is not called adjustment. This is called strength. Can you see the black and white board, the playing boards here? With that portal, it looks like there's a gap, there's a timeline gap, there's an energetic influence here of this person that's walked through a doorway ready. They've got their sword of truth. They've got their sword of truth here, and now can you see they've got a blindfold on? The sword of truth is about clarity and awakening. All right, now there's going to be a reveal here, so it's really important that you're in alignment with a certain path at this point. All right, it's really important that you're in that energy, because there's a balancing process. Now this looks very much like Libran energy, but it's about karmic justice. This is about karmic justice. What you get, what you reap, you sow. All right, which is again in alignment with the reading I did yesterday. Okay, so again, if you haven't watched that reading and all the other 5 other readings, so it's the Lionsgate portal reading that I posted yesterday or today, and the previous 5 readings, because they're all leading up to this energy, and there's also there's added elements of information that I posted all my readings, so you can watch it once and pick up on things, and if you watch it again, you'll pick up on other energy. And the reason I know that is because I watched my videos randomly, and I watched one once, and I watched it again, and I was like, hang on a minute, did I say that before? And they're like, yes. So I was like, okay then, because obviously I'm a channel. I don't sit and go, I'm not consciously aware sometimes of what I'm saying. I do my job, you know. This is no man's land. This is waiting to determine what the pathway is, what the choices are, and how to go about it. The awareness of the intuition is starting to gear up. And you see she's got this kind of, the wings, there's this kind of element of growth here that's being channeled through her third eye. If the card would actually focus, and maybe we'll be able to see that. There's an element here of growth and expansion, but it depends on what you're putting in, where you're at, what timeline you're choosing, and where you're aligning yourself with. What are you putting your time into? What are you choosing to invest your time into? Where is your heart-centered focus going on? Are you putting all of your energy into a love interest? Are you putting all of your energy and time into one area of your life and there's no balance? Because this is what it's asking you to review. And the reason being is because Leo is about fun as well, and heart-centered energy. So if you're mainly work-focused, you must balance that out as well. I'm missing something. I don't know why, but I'm hearing, and as you can see, the scales are alpha and omega, the beginning and the end. The end is the beginning is the end. So there's a closure of a cycle here. So if you are wanting to start afresh somewhere, then this is the time to do it. This is the time. There's not been a better time to do it. Okay, because of the alignments. Now, can you see here with this sword? You've got, it looks very moon goddessy energy with these 2 swords. Reminds me a little bit of Hecate. It's like the cycles, the moon cycles, the cycles, the sort of the shifting of energies. This is a closure of a major cycle. And they're wanting you to pronounce that. So if you haven't already done that, because this is the thing, I'll be really honest with you, before I even started this reading, they're going to show you signs based on what you should be doing with that. And I know that because the tarot, when I pull these tarot cards out to prepare them, they flew literally everywhere, as if to say, Jale, we're going to give you another added sign here, because this is what my guides do. Now, the way that they displayed all the cards, apart from 2, was my own personal message in relation to this. Yours will also be coming. So you must look around for signs, because your guides are trying to show you where this will apply to you. Okay, and if you want more information, obviously look for a private reading, personalized reading. Information is in the description box. Let's have a look. Yeah, thank you, Spirit. The Hermit, inner wisdom, enlightenment. Now this leads us into Virgo season, because the Hermit is Virgo. The Virgo season is at the end of this month, so it's around the 22nd or so. So the information and the pathway that you're aligning yourself into is going to lead you into an inner journey around the September period. Now, don't forget, each of the cycles that we go through with all astrological signs, there's no coincidence, the energies around that and the influence that it brings. Lionsgate is about empowerment and awareness and strength, okay? Like power, personal power, ready for the next part of, because obviously don't forget we're about to go into autumn, slowing down winter. So it's trying to gear us up in preparation. The Hermit is that awakened energy. If you aren't sure where you're going, where you're heading to, if you're not sure where you're heading to here, then this is going to aid you. This is going to be very helpful for you. They're just saying the past has gone. The past has gone. Don't look to the past. If you're still in energies that have a past influence, move towards you. Pull your energy back, retreat, focus on yourself. It's really important at this time you do that, because there's going to be, again, more information that will come to you that way. Because whatever this is that's growing, it's not time at the moment. There's something that's growing here that's not quite time. Let's have a look. Something about influences, people. What is it, you know, the people around you, what kind of influence are they? The energies around you, what kind of influence are they? How do you spend your free time? Because this is what they want you to have a look at. Ten of Pentacles, this is about an investment. Do you choose to invest in you? Where do you choose to invest your time, your money, your efforts? I don't know why I said efforts like that. I never speak like that. Maybe someone's got an accent here that says efforts. I don't know. This is Mercury energy. You have the opportunity here to really accumulate and bring your energy back to yourself, to really grow something big, really grow something huge. So if you're getting all these other outside influences kind of nitpicking and doing things like this, like, you know, telling you a way to live or expecting you to do it being a certain way, or if, let's say, for example, you're around another person and all their friends and their work colleagues are telling them, oh, you know, date this person, don't date her, then you withdraw your energy. Done. You don't need to sell yourself to anything. You don't need to. You focus on you. You keep on your path, and then the results speak for themselves. End of story. Because this investment is a large investment that's coming. You're going to start seeing that around this time, because it's showing you a window into the future. This is, again, a window of opportunity here with that card I showed you at the beginning. The window of opportunity is here. But where are you going to put your energy? Now, if you're choosing to put all your energy into another person and putting all your heart and your soul and energy into another person, and you're consistently doing that, which is, again, why I got really annoyed the other day, because I was like, no, I'm going to just pull my energy back. There's an imbalance here. I'm not going to keep sort of sinking energy into this, and then there's just an entitled energy behind it. That's just not me. You've got to have a look at what this all means, and if this is something that is really good for you and where it's leading. Because if it's not leading anywhere but hurt and pain and judgment, and then you course correct. Because this is like a bounty of energy that's on its way to you, that is waiting for you to learn and align with this path, which is a path of abundance. And if you're choosing, don't forget, the universe matches what energy you put in. So if you're choosing to match your energy with things that aren't honoring you, then it's not going to repay you. You're going to just be sat there thinking, well, what am I doing? So you need to be really careful with that. Again, look at the influences around you. If only people expect. No, 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 no. And you put your foot down as well. You put your foot down. Because this is coming as well. I mean, look, don't forget, this is Mercurian energy, which is obviously Virgo and Gemini. We're about to go into Virgo season, so you'll probably get a taste of that in, you know, kind of between now and the next few months. But it just depends on where you're putting your focus. For example, if you're in a love interest situation that is a major imbalance, you pull your energy back. Pull your energy back, because this is not, you know, when I do these readings, this is not to say that we just sit and pause our life and then that's it, we wait until something good comes along. No, 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 no. We create the change. That's ideally what we do, is we stick to what we feel is setting our soul on fire, that is lighting up our hearts. And if that brings in another energy that is a match, great. And if it doesn't, then you keep moving. You keep moving. Kind of end the story, really. Hanged Man. There's an awareness here that maybe you'll be getting over the next few days, weeks, that maybe you may not have been aware of. This is a perspective shift. Perspective shifts. Your reality is going to be challenged a little bit here. A little bit of a challenge to reality. So this is not about cloaking yourself or doing anything like that. I'll be really honest with you. This is exactly what's happening with me, and I will be honest. Listen, I've got bruises all over my body. In my sleep, I'm even fighting. That was a week ago. Okay, now that's how bad. This is how much that I'm. Because this is the thing that I'm not messing around here. I have not come this far to be suckered into something. Sorry, it's not going to happen. So you pull yourself away, even if you are walking alone with your spirit team, because you know that there's no energies that you can feel around you that have a balance to them, and it's like your energy is getting thrown left, right and center. Take some time for yourself. Observe what exactly is going on. Who is the influence? What is the influence? How that affects you when you're near them, away from them. If this is something that, see, everyone's going to be different, but usually if you've got a lower energy influence, is because there's something in you that is also lower energy that you're needing to look at. So you need to look at that. You need to look at that. Are you looking at externally for, you know, something to rescue you or something to help you? Because also that will be presented, and then you'll realize it's like this illusionary energy, and then you'll be suckered into it, and then before you know it, you've wasted all this time. But you must keep going. You must keep going. If, let's say, for example, you have a love interest that's, again, got people telling them what they need to be doing because they can't decide for themselves. What you need to know in that situation is they can't discern their own feelings. How can they read the situation properly without understanding their own feelings? It's not going to happen. You keep doing you. And if you can read that, it means that you're getting somewhere, because you're reading a situation, which means you can understand you, which means there's a slight difference in energy, which means you keep going and let them figure this out. So you've got to be really aware at this time who's around you, why they're around you, and what they want. And if it is something that is a beneficial, or, you know, there's something that you need to learn from it, then try and figure out what that is. But if it's just purely an imbalance, where there's people with loads of issues that all glue together, because for them it's better in numbers. Because don't forget, Leo is about detaching from the group and trailblazing, because the polar opposite energy is Aquarius, and Aquarius likes group settings. They want to merge into something. They want to be part of something. They want to do that. All right. So you're, as a Leo energy that we're currently in, your task, specifically about Lionsgate, is to forge your own path. Forge your own path. If you feel this resonates. Now, if you maybe sat here watching this going, this does not resonate, then that's fine. For example, if you are talented and you have been used to relying on an employer to pay your wages, and you know you've got something here, a nice little business that you would like to do, but you feel like you wanted to rely on an employer, why aren't you starting that on your own? Because this is the kind of energy that's really creating that. break away from the group. Okay, it doesn't mean to say that you're disowning humanity. It just means that you're disconnecting a while to follow your own heart. Especially if you've got people that telling you you're this, that, and the other, and they're judging you. Let them. I'll be really honest with you. 99.9% of things that I hear about myself, I don't correct. That's not my problem. Let their idiots. Let's be realistic. That's what they are. Let the idiots to learn this their own way. Because if that is their viewpoint, then that's someone's viewpoint. That's up to them. If they want to view you in a certain way, that is entirely their issue. I don't correct it. In the year, because it'll be a year coming up to the 15th, the only one time I've ever said anything, which was a few weeks ago on a live, that was it. All the other times I don't care. Keep going with it. And this is the thing, because this is the thing, you're going to get people that are going to sit there, because don't forget, there are energies as well that can't see this either, because they're in this energy here of this matrix, three-dimensional programs of, oh no, we've got to stick to the group, which is, I get it, the collective, it's part of collective consciousness, but this is the energy to go, sorry, no. I know in my heart and my soul that this is the betterment of myself, and if people can't view that, that is entirely up to them. Entirely up to them. When I was doing that ladies' night, I had two women who clearly have major issues in their relationship calling me out saying, how dare I do this ladies' night? I'm not a real psychic because I swore in that reading and I was talking about sex. So I'm definitely not a real psychic. And I spent 5 hours listening to their opinions on that. And obviously I can see that these two are extremely hurt individuals. One of them was a widow and the other one was very deeply unhappy in her relationship. And so because of everyone else having fun, there was a block around the heart center, because again, they're aligning themselves with a group setting. Okay, because to them it's like, this is the ease of slotting into a routine of being hurt and just staying in that pain. So let's project onto the psychic that can't possibly be real, because to them it's like, oh my goodness, they're having fun. That's not a real psychic if you're having fun, And so they literally bombarding 6 hours later, at 6 in the morning, I was sat there like, I'm going to have to turn my phone off. But this is the thing, I'm self-employed, so I keep my phone on at all times because I'm self-employed. Because this is my heart. This is not just a business. This is my heart. I'm not going to shut my heart off and be like, So you've got to remember, it doesn't matter what. Let them believe what they want to believe. That's their healing journey. That is their healing journey. If they want to stay in that situation and be that way and project 15,000 times over, that is their issue. Okay, you keep going with this. All right. So if it's a friendship group that you feel like your voice isn't being listened to, then you look and say, look, are these the people that are my soul tribe? If they're not, then that's it, done. Because this is the thing, this energy we're leading into here from this Lionsgate is no joke. Because sometimes you've got to let these people learn for themselves, or anyone, any human being, including me. Sometimes we have to disconnect and learn a lesson on our own. Something that sometimes that can't be taught by another human. It just has to come from within. So you have to really be aware of what your influences are, what exactly do you need to be aware of, what is not your issue. There's a balance here. Looking at the balance of all things. Taking that blindfold off and acknowledging things that may not be so easy to see. That's not easy either, to take that blindfold off, because that is really, because don't forget, we're talking here about ego death as well. To sit in that energy and to have that kind of energy around you and to sort of observe it is very difficult, especially when it comes to you. If you're trailblazing and you're following your heart, and you're like, yeah, I'm getting somewhere, this is great, and then suddenly a big pile is placed in your path. You know what I mean? You have to kind of walk through it, essentially, without anything affecting you, and then there's another one, and then there's another one, there's another one. There's an egoic death going on here. There's an egoic death going on, which is actually very helpful for your evolution on an intuitive and a spiritual level. Because your ego, we all have ego coming into the three-dimensional reality we're in. It's how we're utilizing it. It's how we're utilizing it. And there's a lot of that going on at the moment because people are not in their heart center and they're in their head. They're sort of viewing things from, you know, a different perspective, and let them realize that that's not your job to sit in. It's definitely not my job to sit and say for 6 hours after a freaking 2.5 hour live reading, you know. So this is how it works. But this energy here, hello Susan, this energy here is waiting. The investment that you make into yourself will be matched by the universe. Where do you choose to put your time and your energy though? Do you choose you? Because this is the energy of choosing you, and this is not about being some selfish egomaniac. This is about choosing you for your journey and what you want to put your energy into. What should be watered and grown, and what should be left to deal with in other areas or other timings. This is about cultivating a balance and understanding what this all is involving. What does this all mean? Having a higher awareness and disconnecting from, because don't forget, we're in this web at the moment of this, all of this energy that's being, you know, especially social media, and you should believe this and you should believe that, and you, okay, well, here we go. We're preparing to really go within to understand what all of this wider context is in order to make that further growth and investment. If you are in a place of lower vibrational energy, then that is exactly why you're there. It's to learn how to balance the energy. There is no coincidence where we are at the moment. If we are in lockdown and we're in a position where the energies are really low, then it's because we're there to do something and learn. There's no coincidence in that. That will be part of your lessons. Let's have a look. What other messages here, please, that we need to be aware of? Yeah, thank you, Spirit. Right, I think this is temperance. Yeah, this is temperance. This is spiritual alignment and balance. It's also spiritual healing. Can you see she's got the solar energy behind her? This is the energy of Leo. There's a Latin inscription behind her that obviously I'm trying to translate, but let's be realistic. Let's just go to the book. It says, visit the interior parts of the earth. By rectification thou shall find the hidden stone. This is about finding the essence of the self. Okay, what is it? What did you really, when you strip away everything of you in this physical reality, what is left? What is left? Now, if you are struggling with finding your own happiness, finding your own path, finding out who you are, finding out anything about you, this is the time to do it, because they're stripping everything that doesn't need to be here or with you. And the inner stone, you can interpret that as you wish for your own individual needs or lessons. The Phoenix with the lion, Scorpio, Leo. This is the masculine and feminine that is combining here with the solar energy. What did I say about the sun and the effects of the sun? This is breathing life into you and releasing the old. The Phoenix rises from the ashes, and the Leo is the strength to drive that chariot that we saw yesterday. That Spirit will be matching that kind of investment that you've made in you. Bottom of the deck, the Lovers. This is an acknowledgement of the masculine and feminines. This is a healing of the masculine and the feminines within the self. This is the balancing of the two. So obviously Gemini, we've got the sort of, you know, the to and the fro. The Cancerian season is still very much up and down. Leo is about the harnessing and the blending of the energies and releasing what no longer serves. If you have been putting off things that you know that you should be putting more effort into, this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it. Because again, September onwards, we've got Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn all going direct, and then we've got Neptune as well. So things are going to start moving from that point on. So if you've got anything that you know you want to be putting your energy into that hasn't already come into alignment, then definitely have a look into that. And again, can you see that the lovers here have got the 8, the infinity energy, which is scorpionic. This will also bring in what needs to come in. Now, can you see in this is the egg with the serpent. This is an awakening. Not that you can see that, but this is an awakened energy here. Can you see? This is very Gemini energy. Right, let's have a look. What else? I'm not going to lie, I am absolutely sweltering here. So can you see, this is again the same card that's come out. Your own inner journey and transformation before you can see the external transformation. So if you're not happy with your circumstances externally, you need to look within, because this is the key. And if you want to shift anything externally, then you look within. There's a lot of Mercurian influences here, because we're getting a lot of like Virgo, Gemini energy. So Mercury is a neutral energy, all right? Usually it's very neutral, which is good for creation. But this is the energy this is leading us into, all right? What do you want to create? This is also about your legacy here. This is about a legacy here of what you came here to do. There's also, what is this, an arrow? What she's getting out, she's putting in. Can you see she's nurturing her own, she's dealing with her own energy. And she's putting energy in and she's getting her own energy out. This is again the message. Okay, let's have a look. What do we need to do? The time is right. That's what they're saying as well. The time is right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the moon. Again, the Egyptian influences here with Pisces energy. Where the moon is currently in Pisces, it's about to shift into Aries, which is a brand new cycle after the full moon in Aquarius. Okay. The moon brings with it, you know, emotional sort of charged energy. I'm going to be honest with you, the next couple of days, you need to be very aware of that energy is very charged. There's an alignment at the moment that may well bring out a lot of heavier influences. We've got Moon in Aries conjunct Chiron and Mars, shadow and squares, Capricorn planets that we've got. So there may be some disruptive energy. But you need to be really careful, because whatever you're doing in that situation, Saturn's going to hold you accountable. So if you're really fired up and sort of, you know, guns blazing, then just be aware that there could be some repercussions. Again, what did I say about the readings? The karmic energy. So just be really aware of what action. So even if, like I said, even if you've got people that are just the naysayers and the people that don't have a dream, that think that your dream is just a dream because they don't have a dream, and they think, because from they're viewing it from their perspective, that could never happen to them, so therefore it can't ever happen to you. Great. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, you figure out what you want to do. I'll just do me. I'm staying on my own lane. Never the twain shall meet. That's the job done. That's it. That's all you need to do. End of story. So, Death, Princess of Swords. Okay, so the Princess of Swords is that observing energy, looking into situations, but it's very quick to act. So just be aware that again, if you're getting, I've got to be aware of this for tomorrow night, for this ladies' night. If you're getting really annoyed at something, you need to kind of not do that, because it's going to end up exploding the situation. So just be really aware. Just try and help yourself with that aspect, especially around work matters here. Especially around work matters. If you can focus your energy into your work and cultivate that energy. Hi, Gigi. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. If you can cultivate that energy into your work situation, you remember that arrow that woman was harnessing? She was putting the energy into herself with that temperance card, and then she was bringing it back to herself. Can you see the arrow here? You've got the 3 wheels, which is combined efforts, collaborative efforts, working with people that are on the same page. If you can find people to work with on the same page, great. If you can't, then that's fine. Just keep going. But don't be deterred, and don't be swayed off path by people who, you've got to remember that for every lesson that we're going through, there's going to be a counter argument to make sure that we're in check, we're in line. So if you're getting people doing all that, that's just their role in your existence at this point in time. Doesn't mean to say you take the bait and then you're just like, meh, meh, meh. Now, if it's an extremely, urgent boundary issue, then obviously, yes, you have to put your foot down and explain that that's not acceptable. End of story, okay? But don't dwell on it and move on, So 3 of Pentacles, this is, again, the tides are turning here. There's something about collaboration, working with the right people. This is about you investing time into you. Can you see the bird? This is the eagle here that's carrying the chariot with the, the kind of cup of emotions, the emotional fulfillment, Prince of Cups. So the investment is going back into you. Again, that's the overriding message here. Invest in you, invest in you, invest in you. I'm going to get one more card from here, then I'm going to go to the Egyptian NEFERATI deck, because there's a message in that deck. I can feel it. Right, what is the final card here, Spirit? What is the final card, Spirit, for this deck? And then we'll move on to another deck. What is the final card? New start, fresh start, keep going. He's now got that energy that was being cultivated in the Temperance card, which is the balance. Once you come into an alignment, then you start afresh. But get the balance done right first. This is the time to get the balance, okay? Now, this card also flew out, 9 of Pentacles. This is abundant energy. It's also the independent energy, and it's you very sort of, self-sufficient, independent, focused on the self, not in a negative way. But it's also you cultivating your inner emperor or empress, because this is about you leading yourself home to you. So you're dating yourself, essentially. You're harnessing your own energy for your own means, and you're not giving it away as freely as you need to be, or you have done maybe. Okay, so that was the Millennium Toss Tarot deck. Let's go to the Tarot NEFERATI. Because of the Egyptian influence, I want to use these card as well, because there's a message in here that I can feel. So this is the Tarot NEFERATI deck, which is the deck I'm giving away in the competition. And if you aren't sure what competition that is, then have a listen at the end of the readings, then you may find out what that competition is. Okay, so let's have a look. Tarot NEFERATI deck, please. What is the, oh my goodness me, this energy. Right, okay, I get it. You need to be very still at this time to understand and receive the signs that they're giving. You need to be very still. If you're moving 100 miles an hour, you're gonna overlook the messages they're trying to give, the signs they're giving you individually. That's a really important bit of information, especially if you're in a problem situation or a problematic situation and you're thinking, what am I missing here? Be still. Because you're going to feel something that you may not have picked up on before. And the question is it worth your time? Is it worth your time? Is it worth your time? Oh, look, temperance again. Oh dear, they do like to make a point of this. They're like, this is a double dose of you focusing on the self. This is about a balance, spiritual balance. Do you overextend? Do you accept? Are you better at giving than you are receiving? This is also the message. Do you usually give and 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 give, and then you're sat there going, well, okay, so now what? This is not coming back to all. There's no balance. You need to pull back from that energy. Are you in a situation where you're overextending yourself and then you're not putting any time into you? Or you're expecting something that never comes? Give it to you. Give it to you. Because when you're giving it to the self, it will impact this. Because what will happen is the universe will say you're acknowledging what you would like. And so you're giving it to you. And so the universe says this person acknowledges their energy. Let's give to them. It's a match by match energy. It's a mirroring energy. They match what you put in. So if you're ignoring your needs, then again, they're going to match that. If you're putting your energy into your needs, then they'll give that. So we need to disconnect from that cycle. Bottom of the deck, the devil. The devil is in the details. What influences? This is all distraction. This is exactly what this Lionsgate portal is asking you to do. Do you choose the same routine over and over and over? Or do you choose you? Do you choose you, or do you choose the same patterns? I choose me. I'm in the I choose me club, because sorry, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to keep doing this. Like I have not come this far in my journey doing this job, having fought the amount of time and energy and people and situations for years, and in fact since I'm 39 years. That's how old I am. I'm 39. This is how long I've been fighting for me to breathe, you know, and I'm not giving up. So I choose me. And this is what Spirit are asking us to do. This is everyone. This is not just I'm me or you, or, you know, and I'm not some in my ivory tower going, this is me, I'm perfect, because I wouldn't be here. So I need to learn. This is the same energy. We are not giving in to temptation. Even if it's like, right, Spirit are going, right, which hand would you like? Would you like the really easy way or the hard way? I'm going to choose the hard way. If it means I learn the lesson and close out the book, then that's done. What was the message a few weeks ago about the forest? We're going to cut the forest, the trees down, but don't cut the trees down at the expense of yourself. Don't take the shortcut. We choose ourselves. We choose ourselves, right? That's the easiest way to get through this and resolve it. It's the easiest way of doing it. Because actually what you're doing is you're closing out something that it's holding you back. And if people don't want to, because this is the other thing, if you're in a situation where you're choosing, you're asking someone to acknowledge you and see you for who you are, and they can't see you, then choose you and let them worry about them, because it means they're not looking and choosing themselves. That's why they're not choosing you. They're not choosing themselves. They're running. Let them run. We will walk into that alignment with ourselves, and that is job done. We're laughing, because it means we are starting that investment, our reinvestment into the self, and Spirit acknowledge that, because this is the time to do it. If there ever was a time to get this pattern looked at, it's now. So if you've already done that, congratulations, you've already figured this out. You've already figured this out, which means that you're in alignment. You keep going, because it means you're onto something here. You're hot on the scent, and you've understood the signs that the Spirit are giving, and it means you're in alignment. You're coming into alignment. There is an energy waiting for you. As soon as you keep the momentum going, because they're not going to go, oh look, 3 seconds into making your decision, now we're going to give you something. They're not going to do that. They're going to trial and test that out a little bit. Do you still choose yourself? Now this lesson may come up a few times. Do you still choose yourself? And again, this is not some Machiavellian, egocentric weirdness. This is an honoring of the self. And if it's not you sitting debating people about your worth, or trying to sell yourself. This is you understanding your truth and saying, I choose my path. I stick to my own lane. Okay, because whatever this energy is not in balance with me and my higher self, and therefore I choose the path that honors a balance within me, a balance within all things. You fall in love with you, you date you understand what that's like, and then not only that do you sort of fall into line with your own pattern and path, but then you understand what other people see in you. And so when you then, let's say you do start dating or whatever, that's what you acknowledge as well. That's what you're attracting, because the person would have also done that. Now, whether it's your person that you've wanted to have and that wasn't working out at the time, then it depends. But if they're not choosing you, it means they're not choosing themselves, which means they're choosing this. This is lower vibrational patterns of behavior that don't serve. It serves only the ego. The ego fears this evolution because it fears that you're going to move away from it. And it's all the shadow elements that aren't acknowledged. When we're understanding and integrating our shadow elements, because we have both light and dark, we're not just farting rainbows. There is other elements within us because we're human, so we're honoring that. We're honoring it all. And if people around us aren't honoring that, we keep in our own truth and we move forward. End of story. And again, the Fool, new starts. It's the same energy, the Fool. Again, distractions. Can you see here in this Devil card as well? They're moving in this kind of cyclic level. It's like it looks like they're in a cycle of this Devil energy. Again, low vibrational energy. Okay, bottom of the deck, 8 of Cups. Anything that is not acknowledging you and your truth, your worth, your everything, then it's not to say bye-bye and let's make this grand gesture of bye-byes and send a long email about how this, that, and the other. This is about, that's fine, I'm pulling my energy back. Now, you don't have to sit and go, I need to now plan what I'm going to do about them in the future. This is about just surrendering to you and upstairs. And you just let it go and go, right, now whatever happens, we'll deal with it because we're in our alignment. And so actually, because you've got to remember, new opportunities will come also when you're releasing what doesn't serve. And even if that is releasing an expectation or a controlling element, then yeah, look, 10 of Wands, let it go. Let it go. If it falls, it falls. Observe it. If it falls, then, is there an issue with that if it does fall? Because then you can rebuild it, isn't it? In the way that you want it to rebuild it. So again, 10 of Cups, High Priestess, 3 of Pentacles. This is the energy that people are wanting. It's that kind of alignment of the self. But it's people are wanting a match with them, but they're not willing to match with what their higher self wants, 6 of Wands, success and victory. This is about you on your path to success of the self. Then all the other, things that you wish to align yourself with will also come as well. And again, it doesn't have to be, I'm just going to say no to everyone now. And that's, we're talking about a balance here. We're talking about an alignment of, giving yourself and putting your energy into yourself. If you feel like there's other energies around you that are not able to give you that energy at the moment, you bring your energy back to yourself. There's a very, I'm just listening to what Spirit's saying. There's a very easy way of just forging ahead with this energy because we're in Leo season and it's very easy to sit and kind of propel ourselves along and be like, with this fiery energy. So it's really important to remember the softness as well within our feminine, but again, have that masculine as well. It's that balance of masculine and feminine. That's also really important. I'll be really honest with you. I'm getting I keep seeing keys everywhere. It's like they're giving you this. This is the key to unlock this extra. So if you're sat there going, my money's been really off, this person's not acknowledging what I'm saying, I hate where I live, I don't know what to do with my life, this is the key. This is literally, they're giving you a key to unlock a door here. All right, because, and it's, again, everyone's specific messages will differ, because it's, you know, this is a collective reading, but this is essentially what everyone is dealing with. It's not just, you know, this is the message for everyone, including myself. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah. And if you feel like you're sat there going, yeah, well, you know, I'll just do this a minute and then I'll get back onto that track in a sec, then that's another way of distraction. They're saying don't sort of, because again, we've got 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. So it's like a waiting period. You're putting your own self on hold. So let's say, for example, it's a love interest, and you're going, why aren't they choosing me? Why aren't you choosing yourself? But they keep putting me on hold. Yeah, you're putting yourself on hold. This is a mirror. We're in a three-dimensional mirror, essentially. We are being mirrored everything back to us. If you're in a house that the energy is awful, you need to find your own inner calm, and that should be the journey. The own inner peace. Because this is the thing, it doesn't matter how many times you move, that's going to follow you. Without sounding like I'm kind of bringing that energy to you, because obviously I don't want to sort of create that energy. 9 times out of 10, that kind of energy is going to be, there's an element that you're running away from yourself a little bit. All right, if I'm being totally honest with you. Okay, so what are you putting on hold with the self that can't wait anymore? Make the investment into you. This is the Page of Swords again. What is this? Let me clarify this here. They're giving me another message and I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to tell me here. Yeah, I think I know what they're referring to, but let me just pull another card. Okay. So we've got the Emperor and we've got the Page of Swords in reverse. Not wanting to acknowledge the truth. We don't want to acknowledge what our ego doesn't want to see. And again, this is no sort of, you know, disrespect. It just means that we all have our egos, and sometimes we don't always want to see what we want to see, because it means that we have to acknowledge a vulnerability in ourselves. But that masculine energy, that fire, is driving quite a lot at the moment. Okay, and so Spirit is saying this is it's like an illusion. It's leading you into a trap a little bit here with this. Well, you know, they've said this, so I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna just keep going with this, and we're gonna argue for about 15 years. Brilliant. You keep doing that. Personally, I would make my point and then finish it, you know, but what is it you feel you need to prove? And this is an ego trap that we're in. We've got to be careful here. Don't forget, with this devil energy, it's like it's leading us into this. And when I say devil energy, this is the card energy, which is, you know, lower vibrational patterns of behavior, fear, that people could be just, you know, they don't have to be evil or anything black and white like that. I'm just talking about the energy of someone in a fear vibration, possibly, that can't see this, and their ego, they're hanging on to their ego and their old patterns of behavior. And so this is the external environment that they're kind of projecting, you know. So living your own truth, there's a lot of ego work that's kind of carried out and going on at the moment here that Spirit wants to have a look at. And don't take it so seriously. Don't take it so seriously, because the more you're holding on to that, the more Spirit are going to go, oh, you're taking it really seriously, are you? Right. Well, tell you what, we're not going to, because if you're holding on to something so much, there's a resistance, you're creating a block. And this is essentially what all of this energy is building into. And if you're about to walk into a new path, you don't want to block yourself before you do that. This is about surrender, essentially. Because when you surrender, you're not surrendering going, I surrender, but only on points A, B to F. And point W to Z, I'm actually sorry, but that's not negotiable for me. Because what you're saying is that there's a condition behind the surrendering, and so that spirit will go, okay, tell you what, well, if you're not going to, you know, it's a bit black and white, but if you're not going to agree to this, then we're not going to agree to this. You've got to remember that you're being matched here in energy. This is what the spirit are trying to show everyone. All right, so let's have a look. Let's see. Let's go with the Angels of Atlantis Oracle cards here. Let's see extra messages. What are the messages, please? What are the messages? What is it we need to be aware of, please, Spirit? What are the messages? Hello, Sandalphon. We meet again. So this is Sandalphon again. He's just showing us that there's again, it's this planetary cycle energy. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, look. Right, so Sandalphon rules the Earth grid, right? So obviously with the alignments, the Earth holds light as well, doesn't it? Because the Earth grid has points that it absorbs this energy into. And then you've got the universal grid that Metatron rules. And then there's us in the middle going, like, doing our thing. And then we're anchoring light in different ways. So we're merging the energy from Metatron into the Earth and vice versa. So the vertical kind of forces, all right? Now, obviously, if there's shifts planetary-wise, then that comes to the Earth as well at some point. And so there's this alchemical kind of mix here. But this is essentially what's going on. Metatron and the divine intelligence and Sandalphon with the planetary cycles is integrating this energy and it's recycling it. And as are we. So, because as above, so below. As within, so without. So if the energy that the planetary, you know, the universal grid and the crystalline grid are kind of trying to merge, and again, this three-dimensional energy into this fifth-dimensional energy, we also are merging as well, but we're having to release what doesn't serve, and so is everything else. So the Lionsgate is this kind of purification process, essentially. Now, because it's a purification process, and we're showing willing by staying on our path and choosing this path, there's an abundant energy waiting, because again, it's a heightened state, it's a higher vibrational timeline, and because it's a higher vibrational timeline and we're showing willing, there's a kind of, it's like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is essentially what it is. All right, that's essentially what they're saying here about this. And Sacred Destiny deck, let's have a look what messages are in here. I want to go to another deck here. Metatron's deck is another one I want to go to, because there's a message in that as well. What is Spirit? What is the message, please, for the Lionsgate portal? What is the last couple of messages that we've got here? Thank you. Messages. Messages. Oh yes. Oh yes. The leopard is not acknowledging the mountain, and it's not saying, oh, you know, I'm gonna just, you know, I'm gonna jump up that mountain because this is what I can do. It's acknowledging that the focus is somewhere else. Where is the focus? Where should it be? And where is your focus going to? Do you need to climb the mountain? Is that something you need to be doing? Is that in your highest and best interest? Or is there something else in the distance that's actually calling you on a soul level? But it means you have to draw your energy back to you. And I get it, we're not an island. We have to be around people. We have to be around people. We have to have, you know, connections. But if you're, I've got to laugh because, but if you're getting to the point where, this is not working, then you just do you. Thriving. Look, the environment's changed. The environment's changed. Can you see? There's a bit more hope. So you've gone from winter to summer. So you've gone from a colder energy and this kind of, you're being shut out almost, to an energy of you know, because you've shut yourself out, to an energy of you welcoming yourself. Now look, can you see the giraffe? Obviously the giraffe can see from a different perspective because of the shape and the, you know, the size of it. But there is something here about your focus and shifting perspective. There's something about a perspective shift, whether or not that's something that's going to be happening over the coming days, weeks with this Lionsgate, or whether it's something you know you should be doing. Either way, it might be one, it might be both. All right. Bottom of the deck. Enlightenment. This is the ship totally not in any comfort zone because it's in the air. It's just basically kind of doing its own thing. Enlightenment. It's not on the water. It's totally out of its environment, its natural environment, and it's doing its own thing because it's course corrected. And it's saying, no, this is where I need to be going, and there's not going to be a single thing that's going to stop me because this is where I know I need to be. Focus. Keep the focus. If you know you're putting your energy into something that you know is about to come through, and you might think, oh my goodness, it's taking a while. Keep going. Success. This panther, I'll be really honest with you. Panthers are very, I mean, first of all, the panther is an energy of it can see ahead. It knows. It's very aware of its surroundings. It's got used to its surroundings, and it can be very protective of its surroundings. But at the same time, it's kind of agile. It can shift and change, and it's a very fast-moving energy. It adapts. Okay, this is again the energy. It's meeting that feminine and masculine energy in the middle, alchemizing it, and then utilizing it to really push yourself forward on your own path. Because again, bottom of the deck, opportunity. Okay, you've got opportunities coming on your new path. Okay, now does that mean that you have to close out absolutely everything in your life because you're on a new path? No, you're going to know what things that you're going to be bringing with you and what things that you aren't. But it's about bearing, you know, making sure the load that you're carrying is not so hard and heavy that you're dragging yourself along to try and get to this next point. Release it. If your energy is being weighed down over and over and over again because someone doesn't understand or someone doesn't listen or the energy isn't right, that's their issue. That's their issue. I'm going to go with the Keepers of the Light for the, let's see, Keepers of the Light deck by Kyle Gray. Let's have a look. What is the message, please, for Lionsgate's portal? What is the message for Lionsgate's portal? Thank you for your likes, guys. I appreciate you. What is your message? Okay. Archangel Michael. If something's not working out, it's because this is divine protection. If rejection is actually an acknowledgement of the universe to say, you've got something better coming, and actually, if you stayed in that situation, may not have worked out, or you may have had other situations go on. Bottom of the deck, soul expansion. You've got an awareness, a consciousness expanding here. Consciousness expanding, you understand the connections between all things. So this is you understanding where you've been and where you're going based on your experiences. It says you are safe, angels stand close, surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. So again, more references to miracles. Which path do you choose, guys? Which path? Okay, guys, thank you so much for your likes and your shares and your subscriptions. I appreciate that. So this is going to be the stream for tomorrow, 11 p.m. British Standard Time. This is Ladies' Night. It starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. By all means, come along. Okay, so again, if you haven't already followed, by all means, get following now. Get your snacks, get your ladies around, or get your friends to come. Make sure you're sharing the stream as well when we go live tomorrow, Ladies' Night. Jen, I'll call you now after this reading, if that's okay. Thank you so much for your help, Jen. I appreciate you. Thank you for all your likes, your share, your subscriptions. Have a wonderful evening, day, wherever you are. Until next time, take care.